What's up, Reds? I wanted to make a quick video about this new plan the Premier League, mainly Liverpool and Man United, have come up with called Project Big Picture. Now, I just became made aware of this like today. Yesterday, I was hearing like ripples about it. Even some of you were mentioned on the Sunday stream, but essentially, I want to give you a quick rundown, just a basic overview of what it is based on the article released by the BBC. So let's get into it. So essentially, this is a big money deal that would see a lot of power go to the top sides in the Premier League in an effort to protect the lower sides, mainly the tiers below the Premier League, from going bankrupt and basically just helping them out financially. But in that aspect where more money goes to the lower sides, more power is shifted towards the top 6, top 10. So let me give you some examples, right? So the original plan put together by Liverpool and Man United would see teams in the EFL, meaning that, like I said, the leagues below the Premier League, given outright $325 million right now to share between themselves, right? Because we know with the virus and everything, it has significantly impacted those lower sides, right? They would also get 25% of revenue from future TV deals that the Premier League secures. So this is another instance where the lower sides would benefit from the Premier League money. And more so, the EFL's chair, Rick Perry, is not only vocally for this, he has also been demanding from the Premier League for some time money, or at least money from the Premier League TV deals. Now, I'm trying to be as unopinionated as possible because obviously I'm not over there. I'm only going on what I'm reading. But in the article, it says here, the idea is that by helping fund the EFL, the top clubs would be supporting the football pyramid, which is at the heart of not just English football, but arguably the way of life in the country. So, in theory, when you just read it that way, it sounds good, right? But a lot of people are against it. So let's continue on. So as a result, in exchange for this distribution of wealth from the Premier League, you see here the footballing calendar would be trimmed to suit the top Premier League clubs, with the number of Premier League teams cut to 18, and the EFL Cup, which is known as the Carabao Cup right now, and the Community Shield being abolished altogether. Now, I know some people will be happy about this, thinking that the EFL Cup is like kind of like pointless. You know, it just takes up game time. All the matches are just packed together. That's what a lot of people think, and they think that they're overdoing it with these pointless cup competitions. And what it also does is it frees up these days where these matches would be played to see higher revenue games like European fixtures and all that be scheduled for those times. Additionally, we'll see the top 6 sides, including Southampton, Everton, and West Ham, getting special voting rights, meaning that their vote will be worth more. Top 6 sides or the bigger clubs will get more voting say in certain issues. So that's kind of a brief overview without all the super duper nitty gritty details. So let's get into who's against it. So you'll see here, the Premier League itself is very unhappy with the idea, saying, in the Premier League's view, a number of the individual proposals in the plan published today could have a damaging impact on the whole game, and we are disappointed to see that Rick Perry, the chair that we spoke about before, has given his on-the-record support. Now, really, this guy, based on what I'm reading, he's just advocating for his sides that, because he's been asking for money in the past. So he's probably just advocating for that. But it does kind of put the Premier League between a rock and a hard place when the chair of the EFL supports the plan that they're against. You also see that the clubs that aren't part of the Big Six, there's little benefit in it for them. Let's look at that. They would have to contribute equally to the EFL bailout, and they would have fewer fixtures as they would not be playing in Europe, which would hit their finances. West Ham, one of the clubs I mentioned before, like Everton and Southampton, they expressed their concern. They said, the Big Six are using COVID for a power grab, okay? If this goes through, over time, they'll just use more and more for themselves. The government, UK government, is also against it. They said it's a backroom deal that would create a closed shop at the very top of the game. Sustainability, integrity, and fair competition are absolutely paramount, and anything that may undermine them is deeply troubling. So, with all that out of the way, guys, again, I'm going to try to keep this as unopinionated as possible because, to be fair, I don't know quite anything about the plan, except that it grabbed my attention when I saw that Liverpool and Man United had proposed the plan. Now, just reading this from an objective business standpoint, it's kind of like a top-down, like the money that the Premier League brings in is so much that they're trying to maintain the culture of English football, but in order to do that, they obviously have to make some adjustments. Now, really the only area of this that I'm kind of weary about is, one, how it's going to affect the fans over in the UK with this, like how it's going to change the footballing structure. Is it going to change how the top clubs do business, but more so the voting aspect of it. When these teams vote on certain issues, if the top 6 sides, even though they may be bringing in the most money, are given more say, that obviously divides opinion. Me personally, I don't know how I feel about that part just yet. Me right now, I'm thinking, that doesn't sound exactly fair. But strictly from a business standpoint, what they're proposing seems like a bailout for the lower sides. It seems like they're trying to help the lower sides that are struggling to make ends meet, given how much money the Premier League actually brings in. However, it is very obvious to see the point of view of those who are against the plan, saying it will give too much power to those top sides. It changes the whole structure of how English football is. It also changes the calendar. It takes away a competition. It changes the relegation, promotion, playoff structure. But as a result, according to what the plan is designed to do, it's supposed to support the football pyramid, which is according to the article, at the heart of English football. So, guys, please let me know what you think down below, especially those of you in the UK. I'm sure you guys know a lot more about this than I do, but I just wanted to bring you the article just to give you a brief overview. So please let me know your thoughts down below. And until next time, Reds, take care.